Everybody knows in order to get better at something, you have to do it lots. On the left is my first muscle up from 6 years ago, and on the right is a muscle up from a year ago. The amount of time I put into this was a fair amount. Now, many of us don't want to do things lots, we just want to be good at something. It's the brain's way of staying in its comfort zone and wants to put you away from discomfort. And in the idea, the kind of context of movement and exercise, your brain doesn't want you to feel tired and feel uncomfortable, so therefore it tries to trick you into being comfortable and not practicing loads and loads. But the one way you can become better at locomotion and movement training is through doing it again and again and finding the weak link. So there are many ways. The first way 100% is to nail the foundations. These are your basic animal walks, for example, the monkey walk, the lizard, the sumo shuffle and some cartwheels, some handstand presses. These are the utter basics, and you should be practicing these all the way through until you're at that kind of advanced, level. And then once you've hammered these, and I'm literally talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of reps in a row, days after days. The interesting thing is, if you look at the early days of parkour, David Bell and his team, the Yamakaze, they used to always talk about doing a jump 1,000 times in order to condition the knees, condition the brain for longevity. And you've only got to look at, for example, David Bell, or even probably more apparent is Sebastian Foucan. He's mid-40s and is still going very strong when it comes to impact training and parkour. This was because of his preparation and his dedication to practice. You've only got to see some of the jumps they were taking to think how they're still walking right now. These were the early days where technique really wasn't apparent. The next step is to find the weak link. Look at the whole chain, find where the weak link is. This is going to be most likely in your connection movements. I'm talking from the monkey walk into the lizard, where you're fumbling with your hand, where you don't know the coordination of bringing down the chest at the same level as the hips, etc., etc. Finding these weak links in the chain will really polish up your movements. And if you've hammered all of these for hundreds and hundreds of reps, something I still need to be working on myself, then it will make a difference. It 100% will. And from that, you'll gain the strength and the coordination to move into more advanced movements, more acrobatic type movements, and more complex holds and positions. It really is essential. And to be completely honest with you, it's something that I kind of passed up on early in my training, and I still haven't really dedicated enough time to it. Maybe apparent to some of you, I don't know. Something really beneficial you can do is to write out a list of basic movements, right? And then from this, you can literally link one to the other and on and on and on. With the Ido Portal method, a lot of these fundamental movements will be the capoeira movements, the cortado and the roll, etc., etc. This doesn't have to be the case for everyone. If you come from a more martial art background and you like including more kicks and explosive movements, then by all means, tie some more kung fu in there for your basics. There's no concrete way to do this. It's all a generalized practice. But essentially, once you've written down the basics, you've done the basics, you can then tie them together. Have a little experiment. Feel, okay, I've done a roundhouse. How can I tie that into a monkey walk? And you try it and you see how it connects. You find the steps in between and you minimalize it. If you do this enough times, then when you come to improvise, your brain will already know the movements and be efficient with the connections. Everyone knows what they must do, but people aren't willing to do it because they're not holding themselves accountable. Think, what will make yourself accountable? Is it paying a coach to shout at you when you don't do it? Is it putting some money on the line to give to charity or something if you don't do something? Something I do a lot with my clients. Pay £50 to charity if you don't do what you said you're going to do regarding your diet this week. Agreed? Sure. They'll always donate a bit of money to charity anyway, but the 50 quid is there to keep them accountable. It's enough to make them want to do something, but not too little that they don't care. Let me know what you think. Let me know maybe some tips you've used in order to further push your movement practice. And yeah, I hope that helped out. All the best.